Welcome to the Joe Lee Podcast. I am your host, Joseph, and as always, I am joined by Lee. Lee, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Hey, we're back as promised. Like last week, we say like we weren't sure because of our busy schedule. So, man, so the Lions just won. Like they win. They win past Sunday. How is this possible?
I was coming back from work, and they already had uploaded the clip of the final drive and then the actual winning touchdown. And I thought they won maybe with time left or whatever, but no, it was down to the last second that went. It was crazy. I never seen Jared Goff play that good. Probably not since 2019, which is kind of crazy to think.
Yeah,
but yeah.
And this is their first. So this is Jared Goff is his first win since his time with Sean McVay at the Rams, and it was amazing because they did it. They won within 4 seconds. They had 4 seconds left, and then just 11 yards pass for a touchdown, and so they beat the Vikings 29-27.
I can't believe the Vikings choked that bad.
I know. So honestly, what happened was that I watched the replay this morning, and then I was like, well, because people were like, Vikings were choking. I was like, how is this possible? They were like, yeah, they have one guy open at the red zone, and then he just caught the ball, and by the time he got tackled, the player had literally just sitting on one of the defender of the Vikings, and it was hilarious. I was like, wow. And then you can see the Vikings players, they were in shock. How is this possible? How did they manage to lose the game?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, some of the Vikings players, oh my goodness. They look so freaking done. Yeah, but hey, Dan Campbell and Jared Goff celebrated like it was their kid or something that they just had.
Oh, you know what? It was funny. Maybe it was just a decades of terrible team performance or something. But then Campbell was really emotional in the locker room after the game. I think the players actually start to feel the players feel like they're together, they're family. And so Dan Campbell was really emotional at the end. The players was really happy. They almost treated it as if they won the Super Bowl or something. So, a win means a lot for them. So they were pouring water at Dan Campbell. They were hugging each other, jumping up and down. So it was great that they pulled this win.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I know for a lot of football fans, to them it's okay, well, they just pulled out a win. So what? Everybody does that. You have to understand that, especially with Dan Campbell and Jared Goff, it's I'll use video games as an analogy. Let's say you're playing something really competitive like Valorant, where you have a player who used to be good, who now sucks, and he's trying to get back into it, and then he has all these losing streaks, and then he finally wins one. And then go back to the Dan Campbell example. He's the new player who's never played the game before, and now he loses, and then he finally gets a point or a kill in the game. That moment is so big to so many people. And so for them it's more than just winning one football game. To them, this is their accomplishment for the entire season. No offense.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But
I feel so happy for them. Remember we kept saying oh, come on, Lions, just win that game. We were hoping that this would happen on Thanksgiving. Thing happened, and so it was kind of sad, but I'm just so happy. That pass was perfect. That's a dime.
Yeah, it was. And I honestly hope that this is a turning point for the franchise and Jared Goff, because I mean, we've seen Jared Goff play really well football. I don't see a reason why he can't come back from not being so good and really dedicate himself to becoming a better player. And he's progressively, I mean, I watched the Detroit and Chicago game. Mm-hmm. He looked all right. I mean, obviously he was not great, but, and then I watched a little bit of the Lions game on Sunday, like after like the highlights and stuff, and I mean it's still there. There's still flashes of what he used to be. So I think they can pick this up. To be perfectly honest, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, but it's not over yet. And Goff is there for a really long time because of that 10-year contract. So he's not going anywhere. So they better come back.
Yeah, and you know what? They're not statistically eliminated from playoffs.
Nope, because the
That's
NFC is top heavy right now.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that they have the worst record. But you know which team got eliminated from playoffs?
The Texans.
Texans. I can't believe it. They have like what? They were like 2-9 right now, and then I swear there's another team that's 2-9. The Jaguars. They're not eliminated.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I had to laugh at this because like some other like radio stations and broadcasters they brought this thing up, and then I was like, wait, how is this possible? But it was hilarious.
Yeah, I was watching That's Good Sports, and they mentioned it, and I was like, how? The Lions have lost every game except one, and the Texans have won 2, and they're eliminated? That's crazy.
You know, no, nobody really care about the Texans. Maybe the people there really cares more about the Cowboys now.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, with Texas, it's like you can switch between. They have what, 2 teams? Cowboys, Texans.
So I think because like if you're in Houston, you probably care more about the Texans, right? And even Dallas, maybe just Cowboys.
Yeah. So yeah, you got options.
Right.
So, yeah, but yeah, now it is time to transition into the Chargers and 49ers report. So like I mentioned last week, did not watch the Chargers game. So my report is rather brief. I'm just going to talk about the stat line, and that's pretty much it. I kind of have a general idea of what happened in the game, but I'm not going to like say too many things because, again, I didn't watch the game. So let's see. I'm looking at Justin Herbert's stats right now. He did 26 completions for 35 attempts, and then he got 317 yards, which was fantastic. So his completion percentage was 75%. Not too bad.
Wow.
He averaged 9.1 yards and he got 3 touchdowns. And unfortunately, he did get 1 interception. I don't know if that was, again, a tipped interception or if he just threw it at the player. But it happened. And yeah. And then he unfortunately did get sacked 4 times, which I had brought up in previous weeks as a concern because we only have 2 of our starters for the O-line left from the season. So the Chargers are suffering from a couple of injuries on the O-line. So I'm not sure if those 4 sacks are because of that or if it was just players not being very bad. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to see next game. And other than that, there's not much else I can say. I did watch the clip where like they went for the 2-point conversion, and they did like Herbert passed back to Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler passed to Keenan Allen, and then Justin Herbert ran like a receiver and caught his own pass. Wow. It was pretty cool.
That was fun.
I saw that on the highlights, and I thought it was pretty noteworthy because now Justin Herbert can run, pass, and then also be a receiver. So he is literally carrying this team to success.
No, he can be a running back or wide receiver. No, I want him.
He's very slow compared to Keenan Allen. Yeah.
So it was funny. Didn't you show me like a highlight of like the defensive, like Chargers defense? Like this one guy, he had like a super fast feet.
Yeah, Derwin James.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he was stupid fast in that clip, and it seemed like that was the story because I think the Bengals had 6 sacks this week. So,
Wow.
yeah, their O-line is much worse than ours. So I don't know if they should have gone for their wide receiver in the first round. But oh well. I mean, it's working out for them. I mean, we have the same record. So maybe not.
You guys have a same record?
Yeah, 7-5. We're both 7-5.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll talk about the AFC when we talk about the upcoming games because it's an interesting place to be right now. It's gotten a little more crazy than last week.
Or yeah, this is where I say like, I don't know what is a football anymore.
Yes, exactly. I have
It's
no
like
freaking idea.
I don't understand. Like, I mean, even looking at the standings in last season, like it's like it wasn't anywhere near like this. Like the standing. Like if you look at the standing, it's like, wait, is everyone like thinking like this is a week one or something?
Yeah. All right. So now it is your time, Lee, to give us the 49ers report.
Yeah, like so the funny thing is that we would expect to win this game. Okay, like, but as you know, when it comes to divisional games, it always gets very intense. Like everyone just want to beat each other up. Like whether it's Niners against the Seahawks or Niners against the Rams or the Cardinals or like Seahawks against the Rams, doesn't really matter. Just divisional games is always very intense, very competitive. Unfortunately, the Niners lost this game, and it was very frustrating for me to watch this. I'll tell you how I watched this game after when we cover other games from last week. But essentially, towards the end, I was kind of upset that there was no pass interference call because one of the player was held, basically blocked by the Seahawks defender. And it was very obvious, like it's really pass interference. If the Niners receiver actually caught the ball, it will be a tight game. It'll be a tight game. And then we wouldn't know the outcome. Maybe the Niners will win this game. And then unfortunately, Russell Wilson also had 4 sacks. He got sacked 4 times, but they won the game. And so he was a little bit like Herbert, but then obviously Justin Herbert had a better stats than Russell Wilson. Niners had a few penalties that I think they really need to clean it up. Like every time when they have holding, they always send them back a few more lines after first down. Like they will have first down on the 15 yards, or first down at 20 yards. And it's ridiculous. Like why? This is not the first week of the season. Why you keep committing this mistake like this? And then the special team is trash. Sorry, this is really bad because you expect them to do really well. They didn't. They let the Seahawks score a pump fake, 75 yards. And I was just like, the defense didn't pick that up, or what happened here? So it was not a good game for the Niners, and which is why I say look, maybe we need to borrow the Chargers to play the next game for the Niners because it's the Bengals. We need that. We need Justin Herbert. We agree we're not gonna trash talk about Jimmy G anymore. It's pretty good quarterback, and we know that he made mistakes, but I feel like San Francisco itself as a city is really unforgiving about his mistakes, right? So if he do interception, it's like, oh yeah, there we go. It's Jimmy G again. Of course, where's Trey Lance, right? So it's very unforgiving. So we know he has this tendency. And so I just feel like we need to play better. The receivers should continue to catch the ball. Please don't drop the ball. Come on, don't drop the ball. You guys practice this. Don't drop the ball. And then you have your first down and continue to move the ball. So I'm moving on. I don't want to talk about this game anymore. I feel like it should be a game that we won, but we lost. But at least we're at 6-6. Thanks to Vikings. Thanks to Lions for winning that game. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, so you guys' playoff hopes are saved for at least for another week. You guys are actually currently the 7th seed.
I don't know. I don't know how Washington football team are the 6th, on the 6th seed right now. So I'm just
because
no.
they've been playing good. or not good, but decent.
I don't know.
Decent is
I
probably a
wouldn't
better
say
word.
good. Sometimes I feel like they're extremely lucky too, depending on their
That's true.
opponent.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, let's do our rundown of week 13. We'll try to make it as quick as possible. And yeah. So, Thursday night, Dallas versus the Saints. This is
Not a good game.
it wasn't a good game. It was pretty boring. Both offenses looked kind of weak. Yeah, not much to say there. Dallas won, obviously, just have better talent. New York Giants versus Miami Dolphins. Is anyone surprised? I'm not.
Well, I think New York is just being New York.
Yeah. I gotta ask, is this the first shutout of the week, of like the season? The Colts absolutely demolished the Texans this week. 31
But
to 0.
I don't think that should surprise anyone, right?
No, but is it the first time no one that team hasn't scored? I'll have to look that up. But I believe
Maybe.
that this is the first time this whole year that someone has not scored at all, which should tell you a lot.
Did you feel like the Texans just give up?
Yes, they benched Tyrod Taylor.
Why? I don't know.
Because they wanted to try something else? I don't know.
Okay.
Just
now, how is that going to help the team out now?
Tyrod Taylor is it's a tough spot because he's a decent QB, but he's not going to carry any franchise. So
yeah. So maybe I guess we expect a lot of moves, right? Like at the end of the season, it feels like it.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean,
there's some Russell Wilson stuff that we'll talk about towards the end. So, yeah, Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. The Lions finally won. We talked about it during the beginning of the game, so we won't go over too much more. Hopefully, the Detroit Lions can turn, not this season around, but the franchise around in the upcoming future.
I mean, maybe that win would be their only win this season.
Probably.
Yeah, I know, which would be very precious.
Yes.
Not saying that losing is a good thing, but I mean, given the situation they're in, having that win means a lot for them.
Yes, and Minnesota has not eliminated themselves, but I think they've moved down on the in the hunt list.
Yeah, I mean, they still have chance if they keep winning games. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. The Philadelphia Eagles versus the New York Jets. The Eagles win. They keep their playoff hopes alive, and I think we called it last week, so no one's surprised.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets are being Jets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Zach Wilson's still out, so there's no foreseeable future where they get better, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, this is maybe where something we can talk about once the season is over, like whether they made the right decision to draft Zach Wilson, or should they have done something different, right?
Yeah. All right. Arizona versus Chicago. The Cardinals win. Not surprised again. Hashtag fire Matt Nagy chants continue. Yeah. Nothing to say there.
Yeah.
All right. The Los Angeles Chargers versus the Cincinnati Bengals absolutely demolished the Cincinnati Bengals.
I love it.
A lot of turnovers, a lot of sacks. Yeah. Wild game. Should have been more competitive. It was competitive up until the fourth quarter, and then the Chargers just scored a bunch and ended the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, good game for the Chargers. And we'll talk about the next week's game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Atlanta Falcons. Was it Matt Ryan? Yes, Matt Ryan's arch nemesis Tom Brady back to haunt him. 30-17. Yeah. We called it.
Yeah, I think the Bucs are just a better team. I'm sorry, but it is, right? They're a better team.
Jacksonville Jaguars versus the LA Rams.
No
Another
surprise
game
there.
that we pretty much said, like, is this going to be a slaughter? Jacksonville is absolutely dog water, and Trevor Lawrence seems like he is cursed to below mediocrity for the rest of his career.
I really hope not.
I hope not. Too. I think if he was on any other team, he would be better.
That's what I feel like. If you were quarterback, you don't want to be drafted at the first 3 spots.
Well, I guess the Jets would also mess him up too, but
yeah, I mean that's why, because the worst things there we have the first 3 picks or something, right?
Yeah.
Typically, yeah.
All right, Washington versus the Raiders, and I'm so freaking glad that Washington pulled out a win because, like I've said in the past, I don't particularly care about the NFC, but I do care about the AFC West right now, and Washington beating the Raiders is a good thing for me because that means the Raiders can beat Kansas City next week, which, oops, I guess I just spoiled my pick for...
Well, you know what is funny is that like the game didn't really get decided till like 42 seconds, right? Because it's a field goal kick, and then that puts the Washington football team ahead by 2 points. And it was crazy. I think the Raiders had some really nice look. I thought that it would be a touchdown at the end, but it was an incomplete pass. So by then it was too late. They didn't have enough time to continue. So,
yep. Yeah, so I'm glad Washington won. All right, Baltimore and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do you think the Ravens are regressing?
You know, like the weird thing about the Ravens is that like since like week 6, 7-ish, or like week 8, you start seeing they score fewer and fewer points. You know, I can't even talk right now, but it just goes to show, like, I don't understand why they're scoring so few points now. Like, and every time when they like win, they win by like 2 or 3 points, like 17 and something, like 17 and 14, or you see like 13 and 11. I don't know how it's possible. Like, I don't know. There's something weird about Ravens right now.
Yeah, and that's another thing I have to say about like AFC versus NFC. Is that there's a lot of teams in the NFC that look unbeatable. Cardinals, Packers, those teams just seem to not have a lot of weaknesses.
Yeah.
But then you look at the top teams in the AFC and it's like, okay, Patriots, sure, but they don't have a pass game. Like as long as you could stop the run game, you should be able to contain them. And then Baltimore is like, well, if Lamar is having a day off, then what do? Like, you can't really do much. And then...
But he had like like 3 weeks of day offs or something?
I mean, they've been off, for a while now.
It's like 3 weeks now. Like,
don't understand.
I was like,
Lamar
how is he play so poorly? Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, Kansas City, like, their defense is not good. The offense is the only thing keeping them competitive. And then, can't remember what the other top team is, but
what about Bills?
The Bills, yeah. The Bills is weird because it's like they look good sometimes, and then they just look mediocre other times. And it's really not like sliding. Good. It's like they look great, and then they look mid.
Yeah, like I don't know what. There's something about the team. I mean, like it's still Josh Allen, you know, like. He hasn't. I mean, I don't think he's as good as he was last season, to be honest. Or maybe we could say like most of the things have improved. Maybe that's why. But they're like just like kind of like even on the games they won, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. Like they're okay. I mean, I guess they will play well in playoffs, but I don't know. Super Bowl. Not sure.
Yeah, a lot of the top 4 teams, you could really just toss it up to who's going to have the last possession or who's going to choke less. Like, no offense, but seems it's heading that way.
Yeah.
All right.
But this game is weird because, like, I was actually, this is where I say how you watch 3 games at the same time. So, I was like, look, um, I want to watch this game, and it was Sunday, and I had a brunch with my friends, and then I was after that, I was like, you know what, I don't want to do any work because like I worry about math the next day, right? So
Right.
I went to this pop, and then hey, they played three different games on the TV, so they have three different TVs on the at the park. So they have the Raiders game going on, they have the Niners game going on, they have the Ravens game going on, right? So that's how you watch three games at the same time. And then there was one guy show up, he's Lions fan. Where did you find Lions fan in California? But that's besides the story. The thing about the Steelers and the Ravens game is this. They're going back and forth. And honestly, I didn't really want the Steelers to win. They're overhyped. I think Big Ben should be done for the season, right? But
What are you talking about? The Steelers are
I
going to the Super
no, no,
Bowl.
no, 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 no. I don't buy that hype. And then I
No,
have
I
this
don't either.
theory here. Okay, so I have this theory here. Hear me out. I went to San Diego in 2015. Okay, so there's this Irish pub I really like. I went there. There's a bunch of bartenders who are Steelers fan. I was like, how? You're in San Diego. Like, aren't you supposed to be like supporting Chargers or what's going on here? And then in Hayward and Northern California in the Bay Area, you went to this side, I went to this pub, and then like the bartenders are the Steelers fan. I was like, do they secretly just like, pay bartenders to just act like a Steelers fan or something like that? It's like ridiculous. Come on, I need like other fans, right? So the Lions fan was a highlight, but this game was really weird because it was going back and forth. I was like, yes, Ravens can close this thing out. Nope. Nope. They let the Steelers score a touchdown at the end. And then Lamar had his chance. He threw a really nice pass to Mark Andrews. He couldn't catch the ball, so that was game over. It was kind of sad for the Ravens. They haven't been playing that well. But that's how I watched the three games. You could see the fans, Raiders fans, Niners fans, and Steelers fans. They were pretty upset. Like, so while this three games going on, you could tell like the fans were not happy because of the no calls, and there were like fumbles, interceptions. It was a fun day.
Yeah. All right. The Niners versus the Seahawks, 23-30. You already talked about it. You said you don't want to talk about it, so we'll move on. Denver versus Kansas City. This game was boring as hell. Denver 9, Kansas City 22.
Do you think Denver's is over? Like their season is over?
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt.
They're
Unless
just not that exciting.
everybody in the division manages to mess up 2 weeks in a row, maybe they're still in it. But
do you want to see them in playoffs though?
That means the Broncos need to win 2 in a row or win out. So I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Are they fun to watch in playoffs though? I don't think so.
Who wants to watch the Broncos during the playoffs aside from Broncos fans?
I don't think the fans really care about them either. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Look, if I'm being honest, like I'd rather watch Kansas City be in the playoffs than Denver be in the playoffs. I'd rather watch the Raiders be in the playoffs than the Broncos be in the playoffs. It's just they're more exciting teams to watch. I fall asleep watching Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, it's just not that exciting, I guess.
No, that's why they call him Steady Teddy, because he's extremely conservative with the ball.
Yeah, well, too bad for the Broncos.
Yeah. All right, we said this was going to be the game of the week, and it turned out to be a snooze fest. The New England Patriots versus the Buffalo Bills. New England won to absolutely everyone's surprise, I guess. Or I think you and I said it was going to be close. Mm-hmm. But the wind decided to ruin that because it pretty much eliminated Josh Allen from like throwing a lot. So he only threw when necessary, and the running game really wasn't existent for Buffalo. But yeah, Mac Jones passed a total of 3 times, and he only made 2 completions. So
he was pretty good, efficient, 2 out of 3.
I guess.
I mean, you can be better than that. But I guess like the Bills coach was very salty about the Patriots win, right? Like he was like, dude, they passed 3 times. Like they just run.
Well, if they knew, they should have like tried to stop the the run, like I don't understand. Like I was watching someone's stream while watching the game because it turned out pretty boring after a while. I was watching Tom Grossi, and he was literally like shouting at the screen like, "They're gonna run it," and I'm like, "Yeah, they're just gonna run the entire time." Like the wind is disgusting out there. Like you could see the goalpost
like
swinging,
shaking.
and I was like,
Yeah.
"So who?" Okay, so you're telling me like, and this goes out to the people who complain that Mac Jones didn't pass enough. You want the rookie quarterback who has been wildly inconsistent at passing to pass the ball more on a day where it's stupid windy outside. No, that's not gonna happen. They're gonna
Yeah.
trust on the run and they're gonna trust on their defense to do the job. So
And they did it.
and they did, and it worked out.
Yeah. They're the first. They're like leading in their division 9-4 right now. Bills are 7-5.
Yeah, New England's finding their rhythm, and I hope they stop because the Chargers are still have a possibility of getting that number one spot because the AFC is such a mess.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's definitely weird. All right, it is now time for Week 14 preview and prediction.
Oh, I know there's a favorite game. There's tomorrow. I think you're gonna like this game.
Oh my god,
Trust me.
I'm gonna fall asleep.
No, you
All
won't.
right. The Steelers versus the Minnesota Vikings, Thursday Night Football. Lee, who do you got?
Oh, jeez. I'm just gonna bet against the Steelers, but I somehow something tells me that Steelers might win this game again.
Dog, Minnesota lost to the Lions.
Dude, could they like lose like back to back? So this is gonna be like 3 games in a row for them if they lose to Steelers, right?
Well, it's good for you, for the Niners.
I mean, it's good for me. I don't really care. So I kind of want the Steelers to win this, but at the same time, I don't want to see Steelers in playoffs. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't want to see the Steelers either, but there's other teams that will be in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I don't think
do
Steelers are going to make it.
I think Steelers might win this one unless they beat Ben, just like do us a bunch of interceptions.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, which reminds me, Big Ben said or there's a rumor going around that
He
Big
might
Ben
retire.
told a bunch of people in the locker room he's retiring. So maybe
I mean,
maybe
he's
not.
like 39. I don't
He's
know.
old. He moves like a tree. So
Or maybe he could consider like have a better diet, like train like Tom
Guess.
Brady or something. I don't know.
probably not. I mean, he's old.
Yeah,
You
he
know-
has a lot of injuries too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would just retire. No offense.
Well, I mean, he made a lot of money.
He got the
A lot
2
of money,
Super
yeah.
Bowls. He's got the money. I mean,
Yeah, he's got the money. Yeah.
just dip before Steelers fans start hating you. Because I think Phillip Rivers did it kind of right, where Chargers fans are starting to sour with him, and then he left for
The Colts.
the Colts to see if he could do it one more time, and he did, but he was really the reason why the Colts didn't go any further that year. So, I mean, I think Big Ben needs to just take notes from Rivers and know when to call it.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. Like when you get so much spotlight on you, and you're pressured to perform. And but I also at the same time I learned this thing where like just because you're a mobile quarterback doesn't mean that you will succeed. Yeah, we're talking about Lamar Jackson here. Like he was like on week off for 3 weeks in a row. Like it was just terrible. Like so
Yeah. All right. So, let's see. Dallas versus Washington. I somehow think Washington pulls it off again, and they beat the Cowboys.
oh no, please no. Like I need the football team to lose.
Oh, right. 'Cause
No,
you're-
but then but you could be right because the football team, like there's something about them, right? So So I listen to sports radio, especially CBS sports radio. And then like Washington fans, they think that they're better than the Cowboys. Okay. So this might be the game, right? Because I think they're gonna play again
We'll see.
in a few weeks or something.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Cowboys will have this one unless they're just really off.
Well, Dallas has been off the last couple of weeks. Like they've been keeping it really close with teams they shouldn't really keep it close with.
Yeah.
I mean,
like
that's
last
Rich
week,
coming
right?
from a Chargers fan. But yeah, Dallas is wildly inconsistent at times. I mean, you saw it during the Thanksgiving game. Like they couldn't pull it off against the Raiders. And we've clearly seen that the Raiders are a little bit above average at most. Well,
Yeah.
Dallas is supposed to be really good. And I think it's the same thing here. Washington is literally average. They are like if this was a standard deviation curve, like they would be the mean.
Oh yeah.
Like they're at what 6-6, right?
Yeah, but I just feel like they're also the same, right? They're like pretty inconsistent too. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
I think they got momentum. I think I'm saying Washington here.
Okay. Well, let's hope that Washington lose. Sorry.
Okay, so
I'm
you
sorry,
got
man.
Dallas. Okay, got
I
it.
got Dallas. Not that
Okay.
I like Dallas. I'm sorry, but
All right,
I
the
don't like
Jacksonville
either team.
Jaguars versus the Tennessee Titans. I think we're both in agreement here. Titans will
Titans.
win this.
They. What happened to the Titans, right? Like so after they lost their Henry. I just don't feel like they have been playing the football they want.
No, but they've been blessed with an easier schedule, so they've been winning games.
Yeah, to a lesser opponent, basically.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
make the playoffs. I have no doubt the Titans make it. Again, the AFC is like in this weird situation where anyone can not make the playoffs because it's so close. Like the Chargers are at 7-9; they're on the wild card,
Mhm.
and then the teams in the top spots are 8-4. So
Right.
it could switch up any week now. I'm hoping the Chargers win, so they can be up in the top seed. But
I mean,
again, just waiting.
This last 5 weeks is gonna be insane.
Yes, it's. I mean, if you're an AFC fan, like you're gonna be sweating till the last second, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're talking about drama here.
Yeah. Seattle Seahawks at Houston Texans. Who do you got?
I think Seahawks will win this one. Texans are done.
Dude, Texans have been playing so bad. So bad. And you're right. I think the Seahawks got this one. It's going to be another like choke bowl. See who chokes less. But I think Seattle, although they're inconsistent, I think they'll find that the moments they're consistent, they are better than the Texans.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Kansas City Chiefs versus the Las Vegas Raiders.
Let's give the Raiders a win. Come on.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Raiders here.
I like Derek Carr. Just give the man a win. Come on.
The one thing I will say is the Chargers better not lose their game, because if they lose and then the Raiders win, we are all tied up once again. Which is
So that's the only case you don't want the Raiders to win.
Yes.
Well,
But I think the Chargers will win.
Well, let's see here. Well, you'll find out before the Chargers game, because the Raiders play before the Chargers game.
Yeah. It's at 10 a.m. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm hoping Raiders win here. I think they're capable of pulling out the win. As long as they can play consistent, they should be okay, because Kansas City is in a sea of inconsistency this season. Kansas City only scored in the first quarter and in the fourth quarter, which means there's a whole half of the game where they just don't do anything. And I think the Raiders need to take that opportunity to score in that allotted time where they're not doing much.
Yeah. I mean,
And
I
this
feel
also
like the
keeps their
Raiders.
playoff hopes alive.
Yeah, I do
which-
feel like the Raiders like always play really well against the Chiefs. I don't know why, but I think it's because of the divisional game.
It's division rivalry.
Yeah, it's
like-
always like that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. The New Orleans Saints at the New York Jets.
Oh, another boring game.
Who is watching this? I'm not.
I know I'm not either. I just feel like
There's really
I think
nothing at
this
stake here. This has no playoff implications.
no, nothing at all. I think the Saints will win this one, but it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, I think Saints got it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The Atlanta Falcons at the Carolina Panthers. Another game that means nothing, really. So
Well, they're like 5-7, both of them. I don't know. I think Falcons will win this one. They,
I think so too.
but I just think they both are not good.
I trust Matt Ryan more than I trust
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton. There you go. Thank you.
What? I don't know. I don't understand what happened to Cam Newton, man. Like it's he's like he's not the Cam Newton we know. We used to know anymore. So I don't know.
Yeah, weird.
I mean, I was
in...
very, very excited because, like, when he returned to the Panthers, he was like, "I'm back." But
where's that energy now?
Game. Yeah, you know, like they lost a few games.
The last time we talked about him, he had like 5 completions. So
yeah,
not very good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Baltimore Ravens at the Browns. Who do you got?
Well, I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, you're right. I'm going. If I was a betting man, I'd say Ravens because I'm interested in the Chargers taking the number 1 spot.
Mm-hmm.
I want the Browns to win, and they're also one of those teams that are in the hunt for the playoff spots. So to them, it means a little bit more than Baltimore. Baltimore can fall into a wild card spot.
Yeah.
But I'm really hoping that the Browns manage to win because that increases the chances of the Chargers taking the number 1 seed.
Yeah, I think this game is not gonna hurt the Ravens that much. Yeah. Though it won't be good for them because they have been losing games.
Yeah. Speaking of the Chargers, my boys, the Los Angeles Chargers versus the New York Giants.
I was watching this game, man.
I am, apparently.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, why would otherwise, I wouldn't watch it.
Why do you want to watch a New York team playing? I'm just kidding. You're watching the Chargers.
I mean, there's no other game that I would watch instead of this one. Although there's only a couple 105, 1 p.m. games, and they're not really all that interesting.
I know. Actually, I mean, the Chargers should take care of the business and win this one.
Yeah. If the Chargers lose, let's see. What's an interesting punishment? Okay, if the Chargers lose, I will get the one chip and I will eat it in this show. So basically it's like a ghost pepper chip.
Mm-hmm.
And it's supposed to be super hot. So if the Chargers lose, which I don't think so, then I'll eat a 1 chip on this podcast.
Okay.
And I will try to do the podcast at the same time. So we'll see.
Well, you want to pull off like a Peyton Manning where he's not like eating things during the show?
Dude, if I'm dying on camera next week,
we know what's up.
You're gonna have to learn how to host this show.
Yeah, you better teach me. I was trying to do that.
Yeah. All right. The Detroit Lions versus the Denver Broncos.
Who wants to watch this game, man?
Probably my friend who's a Denver fan, but he just throws it on the background as like noise. So
yeah, I mean, at this point, I would rather see Lions to win this game. Like, I just feel like there's no lives to Broncos. Like, who wants to watch Broncos? Maybe your friend, but
yeah, I don't. I would not even gonna switch to this channel because I know Denver's gonna pull it off.
Mm-hmm. So, most likely.
There's more in it for them than there is for the Lions.
Yeah.
All right. the San Francisco 49ers versus the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay.
Actually, never mind. This is probably a game that I would watch.
Oh, I don't know. You probably don't want to watch this one. I'm just kidding.
Well, you guys are okay. So Bengals are in the wild card spot. 49ers are
Oh yeah, we're
also in the
card
wild
spot.
card spot, but they're on the last one. So I would think that to them it's more urgent to get out of that 7th seed into a higher seed right now.
Yeah, I think there's an incentive for Niners, and I think the Niners need to get into the 6th seed. I think at this point, I think it's really hard to chase because we're chasing the Rams, right? So I don't think we'll be able to catch up. So it's important for Niners to get to the 6th seed and the 5th seed? No, yeah, the 6th seed, yeah. Yeah, but like I said, I will follow Chargers if Chargers want to play against the Bengals again.
Probably not.
But I do think that Niners have like urgency to win this game.
As of today, Joe Burrow has not practiced.
Is he hurt?
Yeah, he has an injured pinky, so he hasn't practiced at all.
So he's like
as
Russell
far as
Wilson?
throwing the ball. I believe he's still doing like conditioning and all that other stuff.
Dude, but even like the backup, like I'm not gonna like kind of like underestimate the backup because Niners got beat really badly by Cardinals, and then they had like a freaking backup, and the Niners got beat really bad. You know,
yeah, but
like,
the Cardinals' backup was actually decent.
Well, then he sucked the next week.
Okay, that's true.
Week. Yeah, so I'm just saying like when Niners are inconsistent, they're very inconsistent, and I just feel like when they're being stressed, I feel like some of the playing coin got questioned a lot. Like it's almost like it's so predictable about what they will do next. Like when they're being pressured, you know.
Right.
And so I think the Niners need to like start off the game by scoring a lot of points. So that way, if the Bengals start scoring like 14 points, it's not like a big deal, you know? So that's what Niners need to do. Or they just need to like score like maybe 14 points, like 7 to 10 points every quarter. Maybe that will give them a good chance to win. But yeah, I think Niners have the urgency to win this game. I think losing is not an option. But they're playing against a really good team, so it's hard. It's going to be a really tough game for them.
Yeah, I agree. I think if I was a betting man, I'd probably go Bengals.
Yeah, you probably win more money there that way.
Probably, but knowing the Bengals, I mean they've choked before. They can choke again this time. So
maybe
we'll see. We'll see. It really. I feel like you were saying, like it's just really who's going to be more consistent throughout the entire game, as opposed to just like, at the beginning or at the end or.
And I think it will really show during the playoffs too. Like the team that's the most consistent, they probably will win, like all the way to Super Bowl or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's what pretty much I say about the Chargers. Like, unfortunately, the way they're playing right now, I could at most see like them going to the second round and then being done. But just because like they're wildly inconsistent, whereas like if they would have won like 5 in a row or like 6 in a row and had like mostly dominating wins, I would be all for like, oh, okay, this team can actually make the Super Bowl.
Yeah. But I think it's hard because we can almost always pick one team that we think it's gonna be good, but it's like when we ask ourselves like, are they like Super Bowl worthy, or like do you see them making the Super Bowl? I think it's really hard to say.
Yeah, I think we've said like the AFC is like in a really weird spot.
Yeah,
that
totally.
might be the case. So I mean, yeah, maybe the Chargers can make it far into the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right, the Buffalo Bills versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Actually, this is pretty all right.
I think. I don't know. I feel like this one, I think the Buccaneers will win this one. I don't want to admit, but I think there's something about that team just clicked. Like they're playing well, and on the game I thought they would lose, they end up winning the games. Like how? Like, so I think the Bucs will win this one. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Bucs too. Buffalo is again an AFC team that's wildly inconsistent. So unfortunately, they're plagued with like a really tough schedule at the end. So I think they're actually going to lose here and possibly just drop out of the 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 playoffs. So it's
Oh, that would be
unfortunate,
sad.
but
Yeah. They do have a lot of injuries too,
they gotta
right?
show up though. They gotta show up. Like
Mm.
if they really want to
Hmm.
just stay in the hunt for the number one seed, they really, really have to go out and win this.
But you know what was funny was like the Patriots were terrible like for 2 seasons or something like that. That's when Bills really show up. But it didn't
That's
really take
true.
that long for the Patriots to catch up.
Well, you got Belichick. He's just been coaching for forever.
Yeah. And it was weird because they sucked last season. They sucked the season before. So
Yeah.
I don't
All right.
know.
Chicago versus Green Bay Packers. I think we're all in this together
Yeah,
when we
Packers
say
will win
Packers
this
will
one.
win. Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. I think this is going to be a good one, maybe. But the LA Rams versus the Arizona Cardinals. Who do you got?
I think I know who you're rooting for.
Oh yeah, I'm rooting for the Rams.
I don't know. I want the Rams to prove me that Cardinals are not that good. I mean, they're good,
No,
but I
they're
mean,
good, man. There's no denying it.
Kyler Murray's back. Uh, That's amazing. Like so they might win this game. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a close game, to be honest.
Man, again, it just depends. Like,
Who's more consistent?
if like the comeback player of the year Matthew Stafford shows up, then we're good. I mean, it'll be a competitive game. If the Detroit Lions Matthew Stafford shows up,
Yeah,
it's gonna be rough.
yeah, because I think the Cards are pretty good. Like, I don't know. Whenever I think that the Cards are not that good, well, they play really well. 10-2.
Yeah,
I think they're the only team that's 10-2 right now.
yeah, they're the number one team in the NFL.
Yeah.
So, oh, I think maybe Green Bay.
Oh,
Unless,
Green Bay is 9-3.
oh, they're 9-3. Okay, never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, the
So
Bucs is also 9-3. Yeah, so
I don't like the Bucs, but
well,
anywho,
well, you have Tom Brady, so like, so what can we say?
yes.
Now
All
I'm
right.
kind of now I don't know if I should feel bad, like, because like I think Brady once said that he actually once said that he wanted to play for the Niners, and then the Niners say nope, sorry.
I don't know why they didn't take him. That was dumb.
I just know I feel a bit like salty, like I feel like given like Brady's work ethic, I think the Niners could potentially be in playoffs. Like for example, last year, that could well be the case. But then they didn't take him, and then he went to the Bucs and they won a Super Bowl. And then it makes Niners look like stupid or something.
Yeah. Okay. Now it is time to not end the show. We actually have got some news. We haven't had news on this show for a really long time.
Yes, this
We
is
finally have
exciting.
some news. And
I'm very excited about this part. I feel like this part is new.
we will start with a less juicy one, but totally related to it, which is the Chargers have people on COVID, which is absolutely sucks. So we have Mike Williams, Chris Harris Jr., and it's not mentioned here, but Keenan Allen is indefinitely out for the game against the New York Giants.
No.
So basically what happened here is Keenan Allen is not vaccinated, and it's apparently Mike Williams and Chris Harris Jr. are also not vaccinated. And so Keenan Allen definitely has COVID, and so he is out for this game and possibly next game. It just depends on how his tests come out for next week. Next week he'll be day by day.
Mm-hmm.
But because Mike Williams, Chris Harris Jr., and Keenan Allen are so close to each other, they've been placed on the COVID list as well because they possibly have contact with him and maybe they have COVID. So they're going day by day with Mike Williams and Chris Harris Jr. And so it's still pending as if they will play or not. So worst case scenario, we literally have lost our 2 starting wide receivers. The only good thing is that it's against the Giants, which, again, the Chargers should not be losing, but, losing your starting wide receivers is not a good thing.
Yeah, maybe just have to do a lot of running game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, Chris Harris Jr. also hurts because, we don't have Asante Samuel Jr. either. He's out with concussion. And he did...
Did he recover or not yet?
He's questionable for this week.
Oh.
Because he did light practicing as of Wednesday. So we'll see if he's back in on Sunday. It would be nice to have him back, but I'd rather him sit out against the Giants than him hurting himself again and being out, for when we need him, which is the playoffs.
Right.
Okay. So that's the news regarding
the Chargers.
The Chargers. But the other one is we are back to 0 days without talking about Antonio Brown. So the man...
What's new about this guy?
Faked his COVID vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much what had happened here is, I guess he didn't pay somebody about, I think it was his cook or something like that. And so he emailed the league saying, hey, this guy isn't, he faked his vaccination card because I guess he overheard him talking about it or something like that. And so the league started an internal investigation to see if Tampa Bay had a bunch of fake COVID cards. Mm-hmm. And it turns out that 3 players had fake COVID cards, and Antonio Brown happens to be one of them. And so now Antonio Brown has missed 2 weeks from an injury, and now he has missed 3 weeks. He is now scheduled to miss 3 games because he is suspended. And so now this is all leading to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the speculation that they're going to cut him at the end of the season.
Yeah. So what do you think? Should they cut him or?
Oh yeah, they should cut him. I mean, they're doing fine without him. It's been clear.
Yeah.
I just don't like the guy. You've seen all the videos of him doing stupid things, and he has a rap album that sucks. There's so many things that he's doing.
Wait. So you don't like him because his rap album sucks?
No, he's just... Look, man, he's just
the things that he did.
He's just unnecessarily cringe, and I don't want to see him. And
okay, got it.
He doesn't pay people for services that are being...
Well, that's why he got found out. People found out that he faked his vaccination card.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I have strong opinions. I think he shouldn't even be in the league. He's done so many things that I'm surprised he hasn't been banned from it. But
yeah. But at least we agreed that the Bucs doesn't really need him at this point.
Don't need it.
It's they're doing fine without him.
Yeah, and you can't be relying on old stars to carry your team. At some point, you have to start drafting new players.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
Yeah. All right. So that's all the news that we have for today, which actually brings us to the end of the show. So Lee, do you have anything else?
No, I think I'm looking forward to this week's football to just see who choked the most. I think we might have a week of a lot of choke balls starting tomorrow, and we talking about this privately about Steelers and Vikings. I think it's gonna be a choke ball game. We'll see.
Yeah. So in podcast relating news, we're going to try to start to live stream some of these games, even if it's just me. Sometimes Lee will be here, sometimes he won't. So
Yeah, I think it's gonna be something new for us for our podcast basically, and I think we might have the opportunity to be criticized by other podcasters streaming live. That would be funny.
yeah, the idea came because I guess some of the bigger podcasts raid other people's like live streams, and so I think it's just a good chance to grow our audience. And so if we could get rated by one of these channels and people stay, even if just 2 or 3 people stay to watch a couple of the episodes, I mean, that would just be appreciated. So
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
obviously we're live streaming because we want to live stream and because we think it's a fun thing. I'm not sure if it's going to be a consistent thing because once school starts, I mean school starts, and that's work for Lee, and technically it's work for me too, but
Yeah, totally.
just
I
time
think
consuming.
yeah, and then I think Super Bowl happens in February, right? Like the early February. Yes. So yeah, by then school starts again, right? So
yeah, so hopefully we can start finding some sort of rhythm, even if we just do bi-weekly. I think that'll be better for us. But yeah, more content coming soon.
yeah, I agree. I would just need to pick a good game. Okay,
Yes, we don't want
no.
to
We should never pick a Seahawks game, please.
Yeah,
no
we don't want to
Texans.
watch Washington versus the Lions.
Yeah,
no one
we're
wants
like
to
we're like Washington versus the Panthers or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so that's the end of the show. For Lee Huang, I'm Joseph Yanez. We will see you next week.
Take care, guys.